So we are just done installing 3 solar geysers. There's the first one over there, the second one, and the third one. We are just left putting those leggings around the copper pipes. This helps to keep the temperature of hot water. So basically how a solar geyser works, it starts over here. So we have 3 pipes here. In the middle, that's our supply for the cold water. Now it goes up. I'll come back to this later. It comes up, bends, and there's this fitting called a pressure control valve. That's the name, pressure control valve. And this is 400 kPa. There can be 600 kPa. Now what this does is regulate the pressure. If the console line is more pressure, this reduces the pressure to the required pressure for this geyser. Now when it passes there is a T. So the purpose of this T brings back the cold water to the house to make the pressure balanced. If you put this T before the pressure control valve, they will be having an unbalanced pressure. So the purpose for this to put a T after that is to have a balanced pressure for both hot and cold when it's coming in your basin or single or whatever. So from here it goes to this side where there is a T here. Now this T goes into the geyser down there, and then on the top we have what we call a vacuum breaker. That one really lets air in when you are draining the geyser, otherwise the tank inside system would collapse. Now here there is what we call a drain cock, but this one is a double drain cock because it has an inlet there and then another outlet there. So it's called a double drain cock. Now this thing feeds the solar panel. Now there's a ball valve in case you need to replace the panel. You put a ball valve which you can just open or close. You can just open it like that, or close it when you want to work on your solar panel, and then it feeds the solar panel at the bottom. When you're installing a solar, the cold water is always inlet at the bottom, so when it rises up, it gets heated up with the sun energy, and then it comes out on the other side as warm or hot water, which helps reduce electrical costs. Because when this comes back to the geyser, it's already warm. And then when we're here, we have a T that supplies back to the geyser. There's another ball valve which also put to close and open both sides, and then it's back into the geyser. And then this is the outlet for the hot water. This outlet also has a vacuum breaker, and then it comes inside here. So when it's now coming here, this is called a mixing valve. What this does now is when the temperature is too hot to supply into the main, you see here there's some degrees written here. You can set it to whatever temperature, but this we're going to set it to 55. So what this does, suppose the solar panel is too hot, it's bringing like 65 or so temperature. This thing is there to reduce that temperature by letting some of cold water in to 55, and then it supplies back the hot water to the house. So here we have main supply coming, then with balanced pressure going back, and then we have hot water going back into the house.